Hello and welcome everybody to Tier 5, Round 2 of Season 14 of Aero League Racing. Today we'll be racing at Lago Maggiore Full Track. I think it's also known as the GP. I think we got a pretty good race in our hands today. We are off of what largely was a very cool and fun race, set of races for round one, barring some particular things we won't mention here today. This is a 5.8 kilometer long track at 17 turns on beautiful Italian tarmac, if there is such a thing. And I forgot to write down quali times, so I'll go off the sheet. Thank you, Lord Hands, for labeling your times. So we'll get started here with the Ross is hyped. We love to see it. I think we had a lot of good races on this track this week across the tiers, and I think today will be up for a good one as well. Go with the grid real quick. We had a 10-minute quali before this, and this will be a 15-minute sprint, followed by a reverse grid of the top 10 finishers of the sprint. Will reverse their spots, and the rest will stay the same for the feature race, which is 40 minutes roughly. I think 21 laps or so. Cannot remember. Anyway, we have Slav Van Haren P1 in the BMW M6 with a 1 minute 56 second .269. Just quite a quick time, and half a second, almost 6/10 better than P2 and the other type of BMW, the Z4, which is Ruffles, with a 156.859, and Tireless Jaden in P3, another good qualifying for him, in the Ferrari 458 with a 157.343. This cool Pikachu livery. Keep going here with Chaos Druid and the Lexus RCF. D-Dubs in P5 with the Mercedes AMG. Munkin in P6 with the Porsche 911. Schumacher in the Nissan GTR. Ferrari. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah. Y'all say things weird too. Quackhouse and the McLaren 650F S, excuse me. Got me all mixed up here. And also to note out, yeah, the top 8 is actually all different cars, which I think is quite cool. I wish I was making a joke. That would have been way more clever. I'm not that clever. I can't speak. I'm tired. It's early. My coffee is still kicking in. We have 2 McLarens here. So that'll be the first set of cars actually come back to back. With Cracavelli here as well. And in P10 we have Lord Hands in the Lexus. D Wade in P11 with the Mercedes. Loved On with the other Ferrari. Yeah, I got my. How big is this? My liter of Lidl chilled coffee, cold brew, whatever you call this stuff. I think it's a GTR here. There, Town Jenna. P14, I think, is a new entry. I'm not sure. With the BMW Z4, ESR Gibbon, and Inorganic gonna cap us off here with the Lamborghini Huracan. It's very cool looking livery. So we'll get rolling here. Like I said, this is a 15-minute race. It's gonna be 8 laps. We have converted 2 laps for this season, but it will be roughly 15 minutes. 3, 4, 5 lights out, and away we go. It looks like we're off to a pretty good start here. The top 2 are going to be going side by side into turn 1. Tireless Jaden will be trying to peek his way through there with the inside line on Ruffles. And he goes way wide on turn 2, which Ruffles will get a clear shot in to start making moves on Slavman, who is on very good pace for this track. Very respectful driving as we are going through. I don't see any incidents, which is nice. Given here a place off the line at D-Weight. Oh no, just loses traction coming out of turn 4, I think. And we will go down the hill and continue. Munkin getting knocked out of there. Just a little tap will send him back a spot. We have a nice fight up here between our top 2 at the moment, Sodman and Ruffles. So we try to keep it clean, and unfortunately for Tireless Jaden, just going off track and getting himself a half-second penalty, which will be served pretty immediately and drop him a few spots. Let's see how bad this is. Dropping the 2 immediate, and Quackhouse is going to come steaming in. Very late break, and he will nail it, I think, except for tapping Munkin. Oh, and that's a big incident. It looked like Airtown Jenna got caught up in that as well. And Krakovelli gets distracted by his teammate right going off in front of him, or turning around rather. So unfortunately, that's the 2 McLarens in the back at the moment. We are not even halfway through. Just at the end of lap 1 here. Yeah, Clockhouse is just too fast and broke the game, as Ross has pointed out in chat. We have the two Pikachu livery cars here, and it looks like Tireless Jade's going to try to... Nope, he's not going to make the move. He's going to stay back and tap his teammate into turn 1 instead. And he'll get tapped by, looks like, Gibbon, and sliding back on track. Oh, jeez. What is happening here? Schumacher off track as well. This is turned into chaos. A lot of friendly fire going on. What is happening? D-Dubs and Ruffles going into turn 5 or so. 1, 2, 3, 5. Turn 5. I have no idea. We're just gonna keep rolling with this race because I'm not going back and doing all that. I don't oh, the 2 McLarens in the back hurts. That is a rough go for them, but we still have a good few more laps to go, and with how this race has gone so far, if you're in the back, I don't think it's over quite yet. No penalties so far. Yeah, Chaos Road said that was what he was wondering when he was racing. I don't blame him. It is very chaotic. That's in his name. Just bringing it to tier 5 here, and our top 2, Slogman and Chaos. Seem to be riding pretty steady here, and for P3 we have a fight right now between Ruffles and D-Dubs. D-Dubs is going to take very much the inside line, which will put him a little out of position here, and Ruffles will get a nice shot back and take the position before crossing the finish line here again, and start finish. Yep. Ruffles will take that back nice and cleanly. D-Dubs almost goes in for a little bit of a dive, but backs off appropriately. Munkin way too much gas going into that turn, and will drop himself a few seconds as he was just on the prowl there for that battle for P3. swapped on. Gets through this corner much better than he did last time. And Jaden's dropped back to P10, unfortunately. And we got battle your P7 if Gibbon can keep himself off the grass. Might help him a little bit. Airtown's going very much on the inside again, and drop back a little bit there. Tireless Jaden and Inorganic. Fighting it out with a Schumacher just behind. Inorganic went a little bit wide, but should be okay there. This. Alright, hold on. Oh. We'll go back. Sorry, David. Ooh. Slick one there, taking advantage of Slavman going a little wide into turn 5 there, and we'll stick it maybe through this. Maybe. Chaos Shard looks like he's gotten out of the S's here. Looking pretty good, and with a good bit of a lead there. Ruffles catching up as well. See if Slavman can get some of that time back that he lost earlier on the lap. A little mistake there that Chaos Druid took advantage of. A little bit shaky on this very funny banked curve on this track. Smooth so far. I got you, don't worry. Do not worry. As a tricky turn 2 there, so it's kind of hard to get the right amount. You feel like you're going very slow around the apex there, and then you gotta kind of slowly bring the throttle back. We have a nice battle up here between our top 3, which is a good change, I think, between the last sprint and this one. It's a little more clear cut last time around. Castro looking like a little bit of trouble coming out of turn 5, and see how we are through the S's, which it's very important to nail the speed going through this set of corners because it's all flat out. Ruffles tries to go flat a little bit too early, and that'll knock him back probably about a second on the long run here. And actually a spot there by D-Dubs. D-Dubs gets through the corners very nicely. And we'll take a P3 there as he makes his shot into the top 3. Very good battle here between the top 2 so far throughout this race. We are just over halfway. We got actually a little bit going on back here as well. Cars everywhere, and Jaden gets a little bit too much of the grass and overcorrects back. But he gets back on the line eventually. Stay P9 for now. And we'll go to lap 5 here as we are approaching the end of this quick sprint. Old Slobman gets a little bit of contact there with Chaos and has trouble getting out of the corner, so slows Chaos down on what would have been a little wider line, a little more exit speed, but Chaos gets back up. And we're gonna a little drag race here into turn 5 to see how we go. And the M6 is just flying compared to the Lexus. Slobman will get it nicely into out of turn 5. D-Dub's still on the hunt with Munkin. Ruffles drop back a little bit there as well. A few spots. A lot of position changes so far in this race. Looks like we've got kind of a lead pack and a rear pack forming. Jaden can make the move on Schumacher if he's got enough speed for it. He's kind of being very light on the throttle there, and he's backing off as he goes and into the banked corner here. Jaden looks like he's just playing a bit careful, which might be wise in the long term. Not quite have enough here. Went a little bit too wide, and I see what he's doing, but maybe he can nail it out. Maybe he keeps sliding. I think it's that MR. So much sliding. Barkhouse getting past by an organic, I believe. D-Wayne's dropped to the back. Unfortunately, I think he had a bit of a shunt earlier. Bring Crockevelli back up into P14. Chaos Shirt and Munkin are going at it as D-Dubs has scooped his way up into P2. And Slobman looks like he is going to continue his pretty spectacular qualifying pace to start getting himself a bit of a lead, a bit of a gap up there. P1. Yeah, Ruffles in this group as well, and Chaos is going to squeeze another position back off of Munkin there. He just nails the S's much more cleanly. Our fastest lap at the moment, probably be by the end of the race, will be Ruffles for that extra point, 157.2. So our top 7 are all somewhat in contention for podiums, even with the 2.25 laps remaining. And Jaden, unfortunately, I think had a shunt there and is dropped to the back of the grid. Cat is screaming again. Excuse him. Okay. He got package today, so Cat has had a big day. Get back up so you don't miss anything. And looks like Slobman is just peeling off into the distance. And D-Dubs gets a little bit later a break, and he's going to get overtaken by Chaos Druid into turn 2. Let's see who can get out of this better, because Munkin is also fighting to get out, and Munkin will go way on the inside. And D-Dubs actually loses 2 spots. Munkin has his hazard lights on. Here another car there, that is the Z4 with Ruffles. Munkin gonna squeeze another position off with the top speed of the Porsche. And that RCF is just slow on the straights, it seems. It is getting beat by both all the German cars so far on track. I think, yeah, Lexus is the only non-German car of the top 5, but Ruffles will get a half-second penalty, and he will not serve this lap. It'll be on the next. At this point, on the last lap, Munkin is just liking his P2 here, and looks like Castro Druid tried to make a little bit of a move, backed out accordingly. I think we have the hazard lights on as a reminder of how bad things can be. I thought he had them on too. That's just flashing brake lights. Everybody's on softs, right? But GTR is struggling on tires. At the end of the race, will not have anything left. This track is a bit of a tire burner, shredder. Oh, that's unfortunate for Jaden. Slobman here leading us on the last lap, and by a good few seconds. Munkin's starting to peel off just slightly as well, and it looks like our battle here for podium positions is kind of evened out a bit. Ruffles going to be serving his half second. See if Lovedon can take advantage of that penalty, which will be served here in a few turns. If he can get back, if Lovedon can get back another half second on pace, geez, might be getting there. He might have himself a shot at P5. Should be a very good result for him, I think. Oh, and Gibbon has a bit of a shunt into the S's, and he's going to drop from P7. Oh, very slow getting out of there with the Z4. And Schumacher flies by with the Nissan. Oh. And not, wait. Yeah. Lovedon not able to quite get back up to Ruffles. Still close. And we gotta watch as our race leader is about to cross the finish line. Engine damage. I didn't pick that up. Inorganic. A little bit of flying off the track there. We got D-Wade back up, and Slobman will come in to get another race win. Right down last week, sorry. Slobman with the win for the round 2 sprint. Munkin in P2, hazard lights on and all. Chaos Druid in P3, D-Dubs in P4, Ruffles in P5. My chat is catching up apparently. Lovedon in P6, Schumacher P7, Lord Hands P8, Blockhouse in P9, Gibbon dropping a bit back there with a last lap mistake for P10, Crackerville in P11, Airtown Jenna in P12, D-Wade in P13, and Organic will be finishing up here in P14 to cap us off. So, with that, and also Ruffles keeping the fastest lap of the race there, so an extra point to him. Cool, that was our 15-minute sprint. Right. Feature. Thank you, Crocker, for posting these this week. Appreciate that. So we have a 40-minute feature race, which from that result, we will flip our grid from 10th on up. So looks like Gibbon will be taking pole position, and the Slobman will be P10. If I did my stuff right, we'll find out the hard way. Right, so just to take a quick note on what tires we are using. Gibbon on mediums, because we're going to have a lot of different pit strategies because of how this track treats tires. We will probably see a lot of 2-stops, so I think a triple soft strategy, because the double soft strategy is banned for the season, to help try to give us a little more variety. Not that I think anybody would be able to pull off a double soft here, but I don't think a single car would be able to do that very efficiently. So Gibbon on mediums, Quackhouse on softs. Lord Hands on mediums. Schumacher on mediums. Lovedon on mediums. Ruffles on hards. Interesting. D-dubs on mediums. Chaos on mediums. Munkin on mediums. Softman on mediums. Crocodile on softs. Airtown Jenna on softs. D-Wade on mediums. And Inorganic on mediums. Unfortunately, Jaden, I think, DNF'd here, so there'll be no result from him. So, majority of our grid is starting on medium tire, and what's up, HK? How you doing? Good to have you here. Most of the grid is starting on mediums. We have 3 on softs and 1 on hard tires. Yeah, we'll have to see. I have no idea where this will lead us, but I'm just going to take a quick second here to take a drink of my coffee, because I am struggling. Just a second. Cool, and we will have a rolling start, as always. And off we go to start our round 2 feature here in Tier 5. Oh, and Lovedon very much later than Lord Hands going, or sorry, Schumacher going into the turn 1. And Lovedon squeezes past. I think there's a bit of contact there, which unsettled Schumacher's car, which actually dropped Schumacher 2 spots back. And a little bit of there's all sorts of things happening here. I think Ruffles is on a hard tire, and that is going to make this very interesting. With absolutely no grip. Hello, Jess. Welcome. Good to have you. Just to let you know, this is a roughly 40-minute feature race, and Gibbon is unfortunately dropped back a bit there with a bit of a mistake, and dropping back an absolute bunch of spots, and the worst spot probably on track with those S's. And he's going to be fighting with Airtown Jenna. I am not driving. This is commentary for races that we did on Monday. We race at 8 p.m. Dublin, London GMT time. Oh, Airtown in with a late move there. It's all good. This is welcome anyway. It's round 2 of our Tier 5 for the league. And D-Wade getting position there off Inorganic, who's just all over the place at the moment. The Lamborghini here with Inorganic. The Huracan, indeed. Unfortunately, not looking so great. We do have Quackhouse here, who started P9 or P2, a little bit off into first at the moment, with Lord Hands here, P3, and Lovedon. Tiny incident earlier, but we are getting a bit chaotic here, aren't we? Slyman, unfortunately, a half-second penalty as he is making himself his way back up through the grid. Ruffles a little tap on D-dubs as Ruffles tries to get a hold of those hard tires. Which is a bit of a gamble on the circuit, but to be honest, I have no idea how the hard tires do on pace long term here. Oh, very cool. I don't actually know what your club limit is, but sounds cool. And go Mark. Love a good Mercedes. Got a few, like 2 AMGs on track at the moment. Left on here into P3. Eden Chaos out at some point, I think. Moving his way up, and Clockhouse is very smooth up, but he is on the soft tires, which will degrade quite quickly. I think it's going to be about 7 or 8 laps total with those, depending on the car, of course, and the driver. Lord Hand's going a bit wide into our final turn here on lap 2. And it's about 3 seconds back or so on Clockhouse. Left on and with the fastest lap of the race so far with a 159.2. We'll see how that stands in the long run, but I think we are just ramping up lap times at the moment. Looks like GT, but instead of using racing cars, use supercars and hypercars with Nismos. Oh, I love any of the Nismos. Wonderful cars. Speaking of a Nissan, got one here. Slogman's still in P6, serving his half-second penalty on the last lap. Oh yeah, the Pikachu Ferrari is goated. We only have 1 on the track at the moment. There is usually 2 on track, but I think our second driver did not join us for this race. And Slobman and Chewbacca going out of here, and we're going to go side by side through the penalty line, down the steep hill, and onto the bank curve. Slobman on the outside, and yeah, he'll keep it in P6 for the moment. Behind a very quick Schumacher, I think, on this track. A little bit of argy-bargy. We also have D-Dubs right behind as well. And Monken. Let's pop back up here and see. Did you watch Gran Turismo movie? I actually have not seen the movie. I'm pretty bad at seeing movies on time. I heard it was decent. I have not seen it though. Has anybody else seen the movie on track? Or in chat? Yeah, we got Pikachu here. So very nice livery. As Quackhouse and Lord Hands are battling up front, and Left On is trying to catch up. A little slippy and slidey with that Ferrari there. Ferrari. Quackhouse going a bit wide out of turn 5, and Lord Hands might have the upper hand going into the braking zone here for the S's. And no, he's actually going to go way back, but a little over brake. But he might get the momentum coming out of this set. Won't be too. It's the Ferrari. Ferrari. Nah. It's Alexis. That's Alexis. Lord Hands is looking quite good, and I think he might get his first one. I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I'm not trying to curse anybody. Commentators curse is too real, and I've already actually done it once. Well, in the sprint last, but I'm not gonna make big comments about people's face. That just seems to go wrong every single time. We do have our double. Lexus has made, I don't know how long, but they've been racing for a while. Their Group 3 class is the RCF. It's not a bad car. It's a little slow on the straights, just from my looking here. At least compared to the BMWs that the Lexus has been facing. Blockhouse will maintain first place for now as Lord Hands gets a little bit jumbled into coming out of turn 4. Dropping a little bit of time back there. We do have a very long race remaining. And a lot of pit stops as well, so a lot of action left. Munkin getting a great exit out of turn 5. Off of D-dubs. Hi, Cat. Hello. Come here. What else we got? Unfortunately, D8 having a bit of trouble with the AMG. And we're getting as well in the Huracan. And Z4, we're just having trouble all around at the moment. Going well off. And Airtown Jenna has pretty much killed their soft tires so far. Which is not great for 5 laps, so might have to pit on this lap. Might be our first to go into pits. Yeah, fair. Well, the Black Series is quite a quick car. A lot of fast drivers, and if you are interested in the league, we do have information, I think, on the page, on the channel. Should anyway. Munkin, unfortunately, the 1 second penalty, as he is chasing down D-dubs. Chaos and Love Don fighting it out yet again, and Chaos getting a nice pump there on Love Don as he tries to claim the corner. And that will be the Ferrari. Back into P4, and Lord Hands getting a little out of sorts, but will keep it steady enough to not lose anything. And Chaos going on the inside. I don't think he intended to go that far in on Lord Hands, but just how it is racing out at the moment. We have a lot of cars here. So Slobman up to P5, getting past for only just a second there. D-dubs, who is back into P5 now. And we'll take the inside line here. Slobman will get a nice exit and be alongside for the following turn. See how this goes. D-dubs keeping it nice and tightly in and shoots back out. Gives a little tap to Slobman, but not too much. Anybody pitted? Maybe. I'll check in a second. So we're going to start seeing pit stops soon. Definitely with Quackhouse, as he is almost has no tire at all left. Nobody's pitted quite yet. Airtown Gun is going to try to stick out on this set of soft tires. Probably a lap longer than I would be comfortable with. But we'll see if they come into pit here. And for these drivers in the back, it is not over yet. Long race. Airtown Jenner will come into pit off the soft tires. And it is lap 6. So we have a very good fight brewing here. Slobman up into P4. And Lord Hands and Chaos Druid are going side by side here. Lord Hands will take a bit of caution and drop back. So the Chaos Druid now to P2. Well done, back up into P4 as Sawman is working his way back up from his sprint win and result on the reversed grid for this race at P10, so up 6 spots already. Well done, just getting beat out there just a little bit, but D-Dub's hot on his tail. And we have two sets of cars going too wide here again. Seems to be a spot where Slotman is just flying at the moment into P3. And Quackhouse many seconds into the lead on that soft tire, but he is going to pit. There's not much of a choice here. He gets half a tank, and then no tires left. So he might not even have to fuel up very much. He's got to be pitting. Yeah, he's pitting. Yeah. So that will be Quackhouse into pits. Chaos Druid will come into P1 for now. Quackhouse is our second to go in so far. Wilson softs. Cracker, mediums, probably a good choice. And Crockavelli in as well off the softs. Quackhouse back out on soft tires. So I think we're looking at a triple soft strategy here. We'll be stopping probably at lap 14 and a lap 14. This is actually the same strategy I had in my race, and many others had as well. Schumacher on the mediums has no front tires, so he's going to be dropping a bit of pace here with Quackhouse kind of messing up the S's a little bit there, and he will gain a little bit of time back. Lord Hands unfortunately down in the P8. I think a bit of an accident there. So long way to go. At least he has some tires left. Like some of our medium runners who are really struggling. Slotman into P2 on his run through the field. Very steadily been gaining spots, and is looking to make a second win of the day, along with quali pole. So almost a clean sweep, except for the fastest lap of the sprint so far. Crockavelli actually holds loped on into pits off his medium tires. And Gibbon in as well from P10. So you can see a lot of different strategies here. The longer you can go, probably the better, but Chaos Druid not looking too shabby there on his set of medium tires. Probably has 2-3 laps left on those. A double medium strategy I think is most likely for these two up front. And Slotman certainly has the pace for it and the consistency, I think, to pull off a very solid medium if he can go another lap, which is going to stretch it a little. And it's going to have to stretch that second stint just a little bit. Two pits, D-Wade and Inorganic. Lap 8. D-Wade's going to come out on hard tires and spin almost immediately, unfortunately. Those are very tough tires to race on. And Inorganic going with a completely different strategy, going on softs. So maybe a medium soft. That's my bet for him. And Munkin here on the tail of D-Dubs, coming into the end of lap 9. D-Dubs and are struggling almost equally on tire wear. I think Slobman might pit at the end of this lap, depending on how cautious he is being. He's going to have to stretch one of these stints by a lap if he's going for a 2-stop, which is the only real effective one at this point. Munkin's going to take a nice go into the inside line. Side by side here. T-Dub's going wide. Might get a better exit out of this. Munkin keeps it tight. T-Dubs will go into turn 6. Drop back a little bit, but get a nice line. Very well done braking there for T-Dubs. He keeps P3. And Slobman just a second and a half behind Chaos Druid for the battle at P1. But we will probably see Slobman pit on this lap. Chaos Druid looking a little better off for another lap. So maybe a double medium strategy here for these two. And Quackhouse getting surprisingly jumping in out of nowhere into P3. We're gonna have to back up for that. That's certainly worthwhile to watch. Oh, he nails the bank curve. He has turn 10 or something. A little wide there, but he will maintain it for now. And he is on fresh soft tires, which is getting pretty easy to clap most of the field, who's just skirting along the track at this point. We'll probably see most of the grid that hasn't pitted coming in this lap. I think it'll be a bit too much of a risk for Munkin at this point. Yeah. Slobman, Munkin, and D-Dubs all into pit off of lap 10. Schumacher is going to come in as well as Lord Hands. I need to find something else to say other than as well. Ruffles will cut the pit line, unfortunately, there for him. He'll come off those hard tires. Interesting. I think that's all for the moment. See where Crack the Belly comes back. He's a little bit into his stint, but he might be able to snag a position or two for the moment here. Lord Hands on softs. So, well, that's interesting. I think might be saying medium soft. I don't think there's any way that these softs will go 11 laps without the utmost care. It's hard to get a lot of care into these tires when you're battling people on track. Actually, I want to back it up, I think. No. So you have Chaos Druid on burnt tires in P1. He's playing a little bit of defense here, but the thing is, Quackhouse is going to have so much more grip into this turn. Quackhouse gets a little bit slowed down at the apex, but might be able to get the run in if he turns a little bit sooner. Chaos Druid goes a little wide there, so he's going to strip a little bit of speed off of that. Quackhouse probably get it done here. Krakows breaks actually earlier than Chaos, but will sneak himself through for P1 at the moment. And we have a big battle here going on between 3, 4, and 5 with Slogman, Lofton, and Munkin. Slogman goes on the inside. We'll maintain it for now. Chaos Druid comes into pit on lap 11 here. I think, yeah, that's everybody at the moment. Yeah, everybody's pitted once at least so far. Chaos Druid being the last of the pack on their first. And that'll bring Slobman back up into P2, and Backhouse well ahead, but we are on much different strategies here, so anything can happen. We've Lofton and Munkin battling. This seems like they've been battling pretty much for both races the entire time. Chaos Druid on his fresh mediums. He's going to try to cut through the pack here a bit. And Schumacher, unfortunately, a half-second penalty to serve, about half a lap's time. Buckhouses seems to be almost an entire pit stop ahead. Flying on in this clean air on his own, and as I say that, he's a little bit of a shake there off the curb. He's gonna have to pit one more time. It's gonna be triple soft for him. Pit on lap 7, so probably he'll pit again on lap 14. It's actually sorry. Maintained his tires quite well, a bit better than last stint. Might be able to squeeze a lap or two off if he likes. I think that really depends on how his pace is going. And Slobman gaining some time out here, and likely will not pit again off the medium tires, so be a 2-stop for him. We still have a battle raging here in the upper midfield. Coming at the end of lap 12. D-Dub's getting nice speed off Lofton there. On the inside. Lofton actually will stick it on the outside. And looks like the AMG is just creeping along in the corners. Both on a set of mediums. Rockabilly should be pitting next lap on his last pit stop. Ayrton Jenna's really not having a good time with those tires, and I do not know what that GTR is doing to kill the tires so quickly on that poor thing. Because it honestly seems like those are soft tires. How quickly those have degraded. It's half a tank, quite literally, to burn through a set. Really struggling grip as well. Clockhouse actually pretty low on fuel, so he's gonna pit soon. A little bit earlier than his tires would survive, but I think he's looking really steady. And if you can keep that tire wear up through the rest of the race, then you should be pretty set for a good win. But we do have a Slobman who is on fantastic pace, but not quite onto he's about a second off here of Lord Hands, who has the track fastest lap at the moment, 57.6, which is quite good in these conditions. Quackhouse actually comes out right behind Slobman at P1, so only drop a spot. Slobman does not need to pit again, and neither will Quackhouse. That'll be Quackhouse's final pit. So we are going until the end with those two. Munkin, I think, will try to make it through all these medium tires. The first that has to pit remaining will be Gibbon. Quackhouse comes back. Softs. Try to introduce these tires nicely to the lap. Quackhouse will not wear them out too early. He's on softs. Slobman, a few seconds up off this first lap. I'm on Quackhouse's stint, it's out lap, and it's looking pretty good for Slobman because even though he pitted a little bit earlier than Quackhouse, he's gonna have a bit of a tire advantage. Possibly. I don't know, just kind of talking nonsense, I think. Gibbon's gonna have to come pit probably this lap. Love that. Probably 2 laps, 3 laps, and then probably come back hopefully on softs. I think our top 2 in the race are in a different race. Maybe. We'll have to see what Munkin can do here. Certainly not out of contention whatsoever. 6 laps remaining, and 7 full laps. A little bit out of sorts. Chaos sure is going to try to make his way back as he comes back a little bit on Munkin. Both of them going a little bit wide out of turn 4. But we'll just be fine. Airtown Jenna coming into pit off the mediums. 14. Get these two to go to the rest of the way. Slobman is splitting off into the distance. Quackhouse on these soft tires has not really been able to gain a lot of time back, so far at least. Slobman Racing. Love me an M6. Yeah, just a pretty car. For the most part, we've settled out in this race. It's been a pretty chaotic start to both stints this round, but we've evened out a little bit. Not too much action on track. I'm gonna close in just a bit there. You also have somebody came in, yep, Gibbon, who will be in his last pit stop. And he's on softs, so lap 15. So we will have a few pitting. Yeah, Schumacher will come in. I'm surprised he didn't come in on this lap, to be honest, but I think he's just trying to mitigate some time lost earlier. Probably another set of softs for Schumacher. He's taken this. He was on mediums to begin with. So he's gonna put this lap. So a medium soft for Schumacher and the Nissan. Levan, who's been up and down the grid so far of this race, is now in P7. The wonderful Pikachu livery. He's going to be pitting this lap or next lap, probably on the softs. Lago still keeping his competition back off as he continues on at P2. Slobman riding very... Oh no, somebody spun, and that is a Munkin. Probably just takes a little too much of that curb on the exit. No, what? Oh, just a bit of understeer. And right into the wall. Lucky to not get any engine damage off of that, but that is going to ruin his race here at the end for him. That is so unfortunate for a very steady pace he's had so far. I think a little bit unsafe of a rejoin there. Just Lord Hands has to be a bit careful as Lord Hands actually goes into pit. Funny enough, a little bit left on his soft tires, but he's going to try to make the most of these two sets that he's on. Lord Hands at the end of 16. I'm going to bet he's going to go on soft tires again for a medium soft. And Slobman just out in the distance. And I'm starting to wonder if Slobman belongs in this tier. Not starting to. It's the first time I think I've said it. Very steady. Not too far in front, actually. But we've had more spins than Pyro on a bad day. Probably, if you combine Pyro's spins with mine, they might get the total. Tier 4's had a lot of unfortunate shunts as of late. I did not shunt last round, but What? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. I just randomly hit the trigger button, and I didn't realize. Whoa. Oh. I don't know how many hours of commentary I've done, but I'm just noticing this. You just switch. Oh, that is whack. Way cleaner. Cool. Good to know. If you hold right trigger down, and then you can scroll up and down through the grid. I have over 1,000 hours in this game, and I didn't know that. The things you'll learn. Ross says Slav has never won in ALR before the sprint race. It looks like he get 2 in a row. It does very much look like he is on for 2 in a row here. I think the last race, and I could be wrong here. My memory is horrible. I think he was doing quite well in the last set of races, but I think there was just a spin or something that set him out. I would usually have results here, but I didn't write them down from last week. Lepton and Ruffles into pit, end of lap 17. And Ruffles onto softs. And wow, look at this. Slobman has actually lost some time here. Those medium tires are wearing down a bit quick. Or maybe just a little bit of a fumble. The Quackhouse's pace is unreal. Dropped a full second off his previous lap. But they are absolutely battling it out here for first place. Ross said he had a 3rd and 4th last week. He benefited from a certain someone driving many people off the road. Yeah, but in fairness, taking advantage of those situations is a skill of a good driver. we'll have to see. Still a long way to go, but in this season, a little bit of a mess up there, and Quackhouse right on his tail. Chaos Druid just still on the same straight, which is a good thing. But it looks like at the end of this race, the last 3 laps we have here, will be a battle between these two. Will not say that on air, but yeah, Chaos kind of threw it last week a little bit, but it's alright. Happens to the best of us. Ask Pyro. It's nearly every race, and for me, nearly every race, but I'm not quite as fast as Pyro, so it doesn't notice, which is good. Good for me. Schumacher coming in off softs, probably going on softs again. Nice battle here for P3 as well. D-Dubs and Chaos. How are we doing tires? Not too bad. Certainly enough to get us to the last lap. Chaos says, I stressed over tire strategy this race as well. Yeah, I think everybody was a little bit. It's a tough race, tough track for tires, especially with the settings we have now. Sprint wasn't even as clear cut as most sprint races are. So I noticed some people's tires were pretty dead at the end of that as well. You still have Quackhouse and Slobman going out of here. And if they mess up a little bit or defend a little bit too much, I could bring Chaos and D-Dubs into play. Not too much longer left in this race, but certainly long enough for something to happen. Machiavelli into P6. With Lord Hands right behind them. Lord Hands, who's been finding more and more pace every race. Trying to nail that with some improved consistency as well. And he's certainly made himself a threat. Machiavelli seems having a better day than he did last week. Again, if I remember correctly. So Machiavelli is gonna keep it for now. We need to pay attention up here because we still have this battle brewing, which is going to go on for the next lap and a half. Oh, Slobman goes a bit wide. That's actually almost what I did at the Tier 4 race. Ooh, little bump there. I don't think that was intentional, but we're going to side by side between the McLaren and the BMW. Slobman was a little bit inside to squeeze him out a little bit, but Quackhouse is going to nail the exit. Goat House is what it says. Well done there. Still have a bit to go. But if we hold this going to the final lap, it looks pretty good for Quackhouse, who I think had a pretty off season last season, but did very well the season before that. A bit of a return to pace. I think Slobman's tires are just too dead. I don't know if he's going to be able to come back on this. D-Dub seems to be having a little bit of the same trouble as well. Chaos isn't too far behind, but he's going to have a bit more, might actually have some tire remaining at the end of the next final lap. Slobman braking a little bit later, taking a slightly better line too, but not into turn 2. Need a bit more patient. Quackhouse's strategy seems that might have worked. I wish this race could have been 22 laps. Well, we're already past the 40-minute lap point. So if we had the 40-minute rule, it would have been 20. But yeah, I wish I had another lap. This race as well. I might not have lost it on the... Might have actually won. I got a penalty on the last lap, which hurt right there. Just went off. But it is what it is. And that's life. A little bit rusty. It's true, you were closing down. The tires were... His tires were screaming right now. I think a very good race though, Chaos, and you have better luck on Monday. Just double checking through the grid. Top four quite close together. Which I think is a good sign of the tier. And Quackhouse will take the final turn of lap 21 here in our feature race. Final turn of the race. And Quackhouse will come in with another ALR win. Slotman in P2. And Chaos Druid in P3 to round out the podium. And Chaos said in chat they were my first podiums in ALR. Well, congratulations. First of many. First of many to come. D-Dubs in P4, Munkin in P5, Lord Hands P6, a little bit close. Yeah, Lord Hands P6, Loved On just in the back of a P7 Crackavelli, Loved On P8, Ruffles in P9, Gibbon says, I'm gonna come in P10 anyway, so it looks like he's out of fuel, but not quite. Ross says, Chaos showing what he can do now that he's outside of the Audi. Fair. I don't know how that car is, to be fair, but a car can ruin or make somebody's season, or just carry him. Schumacher P11, Airtown Jenna P12. Lord Hands is a good source of info. I'll say myself. D Wade, P13, and Inorganic P14. I'm not gonna wait. So, hey Cat, Cat got a package today. This food and stuff, and now he's waking up inside of it. Right, so I'm gonna go through these pre-steward standings real quick. Was there even? Oh yeah. There weren't too many incidents in this race, but I think just one incident. Oh yeah, just one incident, which is much better than the 8 or something we had last week. So, Tier 5 pre-stewards. We have Slobman with a 1 and 2 today. NP1 with the M6 with 66 points. 3 points back on him is Quackhouse in the 650S with a feature win today. It's actually tied with Munkin, who had a 2nd and 5th place finish today, and that was actually three 2nd place finishes in a row up until today's sprint. Fastest lap as well. So he ties for 2nd place with Quackhouse. P4 is D-Dubs with 2 4th place finishes today, and he's 4 points back on the tie in 2nd with 59 points. Bit of a gap from there. We have Chaos Druid in P5 with 2 3rd place finishes. As he said as well earlier, his first ALR podiums, so congratulations. He has 37 points. 5 points back on that is Loved On in P6 with a 6th and 8th place finish today for 32 points. P7 is Super Crackavelli with an 11th and 7th place finish today, 29 points. Lord Hands in P8 with 25 points. Lord Jackin, who did not participate today, P9. Tropical changed his name. Z4. Who's in Z4? Oh, Ruffles, I think. That's Ruffles. Tropical with his first round today with 16 points, P10. Schumacher in P12 with his first set of races this season, this round, with 9 points. D-Wade in P13 with 8 points, and Organic in P14 with 7 points, tied with Gibbon. New entry for this race, 7 points as well. And John Noradia, whoever that was, in the other GTR, I think Airtown Gen, 2 P12s today and 6 points. And Jaden in P18 with 1 point. That 1 point actually comes off of the fastest lap for Jaden, which is funny. He's only finished 2 races so far, and both out of the points, so his 1 point is from the fastest lap. I hope he finishes more races. Just needs to keep on track. Anyway, well done to everybody today. Thank you for racing. Thank you for joining us. We race every Monday at 8 p.m. Dublin, London time. Good luck to everybody this week, and anybody who's racing in the 2-hour endurance series, which will be tonight at 8 as well. You can watch Tier 1 live on Monday. It's the only one that has a live stream. Monday at 8 o'clock, as I said before. Yes, Chaos points out, we have Daytona. I could not remember, despite I'm being in the race. I'll be racing as well. We have Daytona road track, road course next up, which I think is quite a popular track in the league, and should make for some very unique racing, and definitely some good, interesting racing in here in Tier 5. Again, thank you all for joining me. It's great having you, and thank you for racing, and good luck in all of your racing stuff, guys. I will see you probably Wednesday or Friday next week for comms. Again, thank you.